Welcome to Kill the Computer. My name is Caleb. Really quick, happy Eid Mubarak to all of our, by the time you're listening to this, I think, to all of our Muslim friends out there.
Salah, homies.
As every week, I am joined by my friend June. How are you?
I'm doing great. Wonderful day. Beautiful world. Life is, well, other than the war and all the other things happening. Yeah, other than that, beautiful world.
Outside
things
of the
are great.
horrors is pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like I always have to give that like disclaimer because it's like, you know, the things outside of like my little sphere are like not like particularly great, but like me? Oh, me? I'm great. I'm wonderful.
Chilling, dude.
I'm chilling.
Juggling for the apocalypse as we do every week.
Yeah.
We are joined this week. You know him by now. If you're a new listener, you're about to learn. Marcos, the homie. How are you doing, buddy?
Salam alaikum. Wagwan alaikum. I heard actually that was a good one recently. Have you heard Wagwan alaikum? Have you heard that yet? Salaikum Wagwan. That's
I feel like I've heard that before.
Yeah, it's a Canadian
but I don't know
thing. It's mad Canadian. It's mad Toronto, right? The city of Toronto is having a bit of it's like going mad international for no reason because their lingo is so preposterous, right? The way that they talk is so preposterous that other countries are getting involved, and it's awesome.
What do you mean what do you mean they're getting involved? Like they have to intervene?
Japan, there's like a Japanese Toronto guy.
Coalition of the willing to stop Toronto.
No, they're like they're trying to steal Toronto swag. It's crazy.
Okay.
There's his Kenichi Wagwan. There's like a guy in Japan, like a Japanese Toronto guy, and he's giving people like he's half speaking like Japanese slang and then Toronto slang. What did he call it? He said that's baby food. So in Toronto, people say things like if it's easy, they'll say, "Yo, that's baby food." That's ridiculous. That is what are you talking? You know what I'm saying? Like, and so he's just translating that to like Japanese slang, and it's not. Anyways, it's a whole thing on TikTok. Gotta stay away from it. It's,
Wagwan. I love it.
Kenichi Wagwan is the.
That reminds me of I don't know if you guys have ever seen that community in Japan. Where they're fascinated by the cholo community, like they want to be cholos, and they dress like the cholo stereotype.
It's crazy because
Japanese cholos are too powerful. That's too much power.
There's another one in Vietnam, the Viet Vatos, they call themselves.
Oh, yo, that's awesome.
Yeah. And so like it's crazy because all it is like the American. Well, this is a whole other episode. I'm sorry, we can't talk about this. We can't talk about.
Finish the thought. This is such a fascinating thing. You can't tell me about
Viet Vatos and then try and.
Chicano culture,
hold that info.
Chicano culture is crazy powerful because it grew out of not having an identity in America for Latin Americans, for like Mexicans, and it's primarily Mexicans, but really anybody can become like, right? In fact,
Latin American culture is just like the petrodollar of social currency.
Yes, and it gets crazier. It gets crazier because like some of the most famous like cholos are like Latino cholos are like Armenian guys. Or like Arabic. I'm not joking. If you go and you look up any like that if you watch any movie and the guy's name is Hector and he's a cholo and you look him up, that man is not. You know who I'm talking about. When I say Hector, you know immediately who I'm talking about. If you go and you look up his ethnic background, he's like Dutch Armenian or something. He's like not Mexican at all. But it doesn't matter because the culture fucks with him. And like that's, you know what I'm saying?
Let me paint a picture of you. I think, Marcos, when you say stuff like this, it always resonates with me so well. So my best friend group when I was a little kid, my best friend was a Muslim named Muhammad. He was born in Saudi Arabia. And then we had two different families. They were cousins, and two of them were white and two of them were Mexican. So you get, by the way, the white ones were spiritually incredibly Mexican.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
I know exactly the güero. I know him. I know well. That's my cousin too. I know him.
This was like the Burger King kids group that I grew up in. Was this, and then there was me. So yeah, like when you say stuff like this, I'm like, I know exactly what you mean.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. The Mexican is like is a mentality. It's fucked up. It doesn't really matter. Like Chicano is really a mindset, and it's a testament to that is the fact that it can go to Japan and flourish,
and they look go to dope. Vietnam. They look so good. They rock it.
They could come to LA at any time and be indistinguishable. I'm not like they could, and it's fucking crazy. It's literally, to me that shit's beautiful. That's like,
no, I totally agree. It's amazing.
Yeah.
God.
Multiculturalism is beautiful.
I told you this is why
we
can't talk about this because the whole episode. It's the whole episode. We got to do other stuff. We got
we
got a lot to do today. That's where my God came from. And also, I guess this is probably a good time to re-give the caveat because this is our second time opening this episode because we went off on a tangent. Yeah. We're going to be talking about lots of different kinds of ideas and guys and people and personalities today.
Today, it's a podcast about ideas. We've never been more about ideas.
This is an ideas cast today, yeah. We're doing the 100 Men podcast from the Irish Zionism video.
Everyone gets me.
Lost my mind at that shit. Just like 100 different dudes eating crackers and chips. They're all just the dumbest guy in the world. Like, yeah, what does that mean? Yeah, what does that mean? Yeah, tell us.
It's so good, dude. Oh, fuck. The Irish just really, before we start the episode, I just have to say Irish Zionism was... I can't stop thinking about it all day. I've been thinking about Irish Zionism. Marcos, have you seen it yet?
Yeah, I have. And okay. I love how much I hate Conor O'Malley videos. I hate on them because as I'm watching them, I'm like, he understands my mind. Right? And I don't like it. It's a black mirror that is held up to me, and I don't like what I'm seeing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Say what you will about him, but like I think he genuinely is probably the most foremost visionary of being able to represent through comedy and art what it's like to be alive right now.
Yeah.
Like especially online. Like he fucking did it with Irish Zionism. He did it with 103 Degree Fever. He did it with what was that other recent one?
So I've been a Conor O'Malley head.
So good at it.
I've been a Conor O'Malley. I'm about to be a hipster right now. I've been a Conor O'Malley head for a while. One of my favorite things.
So I'll split this with you.
One of my favorite things that I've ever seen him do was something called the Late Show.
Yes, right? I know about this too.
Okay, I'm glad. And then my favorite character that he played on the Late Show, it was like a recurring bit that he did, was Gay Voice.
Yes,
where he just did a gay voice. To me, I saw that and recognized comedic genius.
This is the same show where it was like they would play different like actual characters. I think it was him also did the gay vampire character.
Yes.
This is the same thing.
Yeah, the same thing.
He's like, no bareback, no condom.
Yeah,
all bareback, no condom. 1,000 Abraham Lincolns.
He keeps eating bareback. The cigarettes. Like he'll smoke them and then he just starts eating them, and it gets me every fucking time because it's real. You know what I'm saying? Like that's commitment. It's amazing. Anyways, yeah.
He's one of the best to ever do it.
Yeah.
Sorry, to go back to my original thing. We're doing ideas, people. We're going to talk about them. And I think that you should just remember that we're doing this in theory, hopefully without judgment, unless otherwise explicitly stated. So we have to talk, I think, a bit freely today to get through this.
Yeah,
I think the one person I feel very free in judging a little bit is the author of the first article we're going to read from. I feel very comfortable talking about this guy and not just as an idea.
So, like when you first said you had asked me, June, was it yesterday or the day before? Like,
late last night. I sent it around midnight, if I remember correctly.
And have you heard of the diner goth? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know what I mean? It was just pretty late. That's where it was last. It was pretty late. Like I just gotten off the phone with a friend. We were playing some games. Like, no. And I started trying to read this and I was like, no, dude. Like, you can't send me a New Atlantis article after like 10 o'clock. That's no good.
That was the Atlantic? I didn't realize.
Not the Atlantic.
New Atlantis. I thought it was the Atlantic as well, too. Yeah. I've never heard of New Atlantis before. Well,
let me give you guys. I thought you guys both knew.
No, I was reading this thinking that, like, is this guy right for the New Yorker? Like, what the fuck is he trying to? You know what it felt like to me? It felt like Frasier. It felt like a guy who saw him. It felt like a guy who is Frasier. Like a guy who is being Frasier got one-shotted by a meth fairy. I'm sorry, dude.
I finished that piece and was like, is this hosted on Substack? Is this like some weird right-winger guy's, like, not even right-wing. I mean, I think he is, but is this just like some weird, like, teapot guys Substack?
Like, what is this? Let me give you the background on before we get into that. The New Atlantis. It is. It was founded by the Ethics and Public Policy Center, which is a Reagan era think tank.
Oh, hell yes.
Explicitly like kind of pushes Judeo-Christian social conservatism, and they do that, and then they talk about, you know, tech and bioethics and shit like that, and like this. I guess the idea is to sort of launder credibility through articles like this to make really insane things sound intellectual or something, right?
Yeah.
So, should we just start by reading this? I know we're trying not to read.
I think so.
We have to read at least some of this.
I think there is a segment. I think especially there are segments worth reading, especially because I feel like most people shouldn't read. Well, I don't think I don't think people want to read this. This is not something you want to read yourself. I think there are like specific segments that are worth reading from, though.
Yeah,
because I think the opening is really important, like the first 2 paragraphs. I don't know. It's because almost the whole thing is sort of.
Yeah, I mean, I think we just got to read it, June.
I'm going to play a little bit of devil's advocate on this one, right? And I do think that what my man's is saying is half correct.
You're correct in that.
Yeah, however, I sort of half agree also. Go on.
However, right, this is definitely old man yells at cloud. This is very much like old man yells at cloud style ass post. But he's wrong about where it all comes from. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes. And he has no interest in finding out.
Yeah.
Is also part of the problem.
He's a doctor who you go to the doctor and you're like, my feet hurt. And he looks at you and he's like, it's because you're fat. He runs no tests, nothing. That's what he's doing. He's doing he's doing a very lazy diagnosis of your feet hurt because you got weight on them all day. Hey, listen, I'm a doctor. I know what I'm talking about. That's exactly. That's what this guy's doing. And it's lazy. It's unintellectual. And
he's like, hey guys, did you know that Hot Topics are in every mall in every state? That's like the level of analysis he does.
It's like a coastal guy who discovered the Midwest for the first time.
Yeah, literally. That's the thing about this is it's like not a particularly incorrect observation. It's just I've been like sort of aware of that. Like I grew up in the like genesis of this era, so like this type of person, this sort of style, this sort of like. A fandom has always been around me, so I guess I didn't necessarily think it was like, I don't know, what's his thesis? Like the problem is he doesn't really give a thesis, so I guess
he just is talking about. Let me let's just read it. I'll just read it. I can do it. It's fine. And we'll cut parts as we go. So you guys at home may not hear the whole thing. Because I may cut stuff that we don't react to, and that's just how we'll deal with this. Because I don't think that you're right, June. People don't really need to read this. That's our job. Okay. American Diner Gothic. In the 2020s, the weird soul of placeless America is being born on Discord servers by Robert Mariani. You're not hallucinating the great weirding of America. The visual evidence is everywhere. Start with what you see. You're in a small town in Wisconsin, the heart of North America. The transgender assistant manager at CVS has a septum piercing, a wolf cut, and a name tag that reads Finn. A block away, the 4chaner construction worker in the Sam Hyde shooter shirt listens to, is that Blady?
Blade. Honestly, though, that guy exists, and that guy's actually me.
No, you don't. No.
Not Sam Hyde. Yeah, not Sam Hyde. I'm wearing it ironically.
The Blade guy.
Come on, I'm wearing it ironically.
You're the Blade aspect, yeah.
I'm wearing the ironic school shooter shirt, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And plots his impending virality. At Target, in the anime section has metastasized from one shelf to the entire aisle. These aren't random weirdos, and they aren't teenagers in a phase. Walk through any office park and you'll see the same aesthetic bleeding through cubicles. Anime stickers on laptops, Discord running on second monitors. They're a new American type, young but transgenerational, as distinctive as the Organization Man or the Valley Girl once were. I call them diner goths. What you get when economic mobility dies, suburbs become psychic deserts, and Discord becomes more real than your cul-de-sac. The term came to me when I was trying to identify what had, over the past decade, silently washed over the 95% of America that lived outside of the superstar cities. Placelessness without cosmopolitanism, with complacent downward mobility. A post-subcultural alt aesthetic with a post-nerd fandom orientation that has become the new mainstream. Queerness, but casual and prolified. Diner goth. Diner for provincialism. Goth as a lazy shorthand for alternative aesthetics.
So
these
like
tendencies
right here, it's like sort of a fair like observation, right? Like I feel like everyone instinctively kind of knows a type of person and has like a memory of like this type of person, especially like I'm imagining you guys have done this, right? You've gone to like a Denny's or like a IHOP at like 2 a.m. once, and like you just like look at everyone around, of course, and like you're there, I'm there, and you look around and it's like there's some real awesome people here right now. There's like some real interesting folks, including me.
It's hard for me because I've always been this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
But I was early to it because I was this guy in 2004.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so, also same.
Yeah, so it's difficult for me to really like get where he's coming from. But ultimately, like everyone, post-COVID, everyone has gotten way more online. That's just facts, right?
Yeah.
That onlineness, what online communities have done for people, and what this guy's failing to understand is that the communities that have moved away from the thing that's nice about like interpersonal communities, actual communities that you go into, is that there is a bit of a like enforcement of norms or normalcy based entirely on like nobody is going to, if you go to the furry meetup and you're wearing a swastika shirt, people are going to be like, get the fuck out, dude. They're going to like, hey, get out of here. But you can have the furry swastika stuff in your house all day and be posting in the furry forum and no one knows anything about that. And then you can find other people that are also into furry swastika stuff, and you now have a community of the worst kinds of people that exist. Yeah. Right. So one of the like things that he's kind of misdiagnosing is that these communities of people who are walking around in his mind looking weird or weirdification, those are the acceptable people, right? Like those are the people who exist and function in the real world. It is old man yells at cloud. People are changing.
A lot of what he is just like initially identifying as like a convergence of nerd culture and like alt culture, or like sort of like a little bit of a flattening, but they were always
always interconnected. Yeah, they were always interconnected, right? The first people to do Star Trek shit and like the people who really fuck with Star Trek growing up, like Star Trek is when you think of nerds and geeks, that was the old way of thinking about them. One of the things that really attracted them, like the community, was the fact that was two things, right? Guys who wanted to fuck green women, which who doesn't, right? But also like a community, like a utopian future of like gay luxury space communism, which is what everyone gives to the Star Trek. The Star Trek community was founded on that shit. Do you get what I'm saying? So like, in comic books have always had representation of black characters, of gay characters, of queer characters, of like everybody has been represented in comic books before that shit, before people were doing woke stuff or whatever people are talking about as claiming as woke things, right? Yeah. So like this shit has always existed.
Okay. Diner Gotham exists as a concentrated archetype in a mass cultural wave. The Diner Goth core is the pierced up, gender fluid Amazon warehouse worker who streams on Twitch, writes fan fiction, wears a furry tail to raves, and runs an OnlyFans, and dreams of voice acting while working nights at the fulfillment center. But like microplastics...
Can I stop real quick? He said all that shit like it was a bad thing.
That is sort of the thing, is it's like he's sort of like he's dour on these people, but it's like I know a lot of these people. I know almost every single category that in this sentence that
grinders?
He
wrote. You mean people with the grind set? People who aren't fucking happy working at Amazon, fucking working for 50 years and paying a 1,000-year mortgage? Fuck you, dude. People have dreams. I'm sorry, I'm losing my mind. I'm about to get hot. Let's just keep going.
It's all right. We're kind of jumping around anyway. I think just it's a recurring theme, and there's different kinds of people that we're going to get into as the article continues. But the first of many faults that I see with it is he kind of is like reproducing the domination he's trying to diagnose by like inventing a category, the diner goth, that includes all these different kinds of people that exist normally. And like, you can't, like, if you try to subsume all these different people into one idea, obviously, I mean, in the Frankfurt School, I think that they call that like identity thinking. And the problem with it is it's just like, he is trying to critique the homogenization of culture while doing the homogenization himself, right?
Yes.
While coming from an extremely homogenized culture himself.
Correct.
Because the idea
the most homogenized technos,
the idea of cosmopolitan Fraserite fucking mindset of like, I'm a city dweller, I have urbane views, I believe in like I think seeing a play is worth my time, and that kind of like, which they are, but also like, you're a cocksucker if you look down at everybody else trying to get by and find entertainment in the way that they find entertainment, and you're like, oh, fuck you, dude. You know what I'm saying?
There's a point later in this piece where he goes, here, one second. Sorry if you could cut that. But there's a point a little bit later in this piece where he goes, where he's talking about this relationship, which I do think we should read some of it. We should read a portion of that part because I think it's very telling why this piece sort of exists. But he's sort of like, where I came from, we talk about ideas. We don't talk about paltry things such as hobbies or interests. We talk about books and ideas and big topics.
I can skip to that part to read it because you're right. That part is, we're not going to read the whole thing, but that part is...
I think it's the most important part, and also just an insane portion. Maybe the most insane piece of an article I've ever seen in my life.
It's a self-tell. It's a self-tell.
Yeah.
This is why. Okay, so we'll get to this part. This is why the article exists. The subheader is, "What was she?" In the winter of 2021, the dinner gothification of my life began. I'd been hopping around Airbnbs across the West Coast since COVID hit, and the San Francisco startup that employed me closed the office and forced everyone to go remote. I settled in Portland, Oregon. The right mix of cost, urbanity, nature, not a backwater by any stretch, but not a very diverse. Sorry, I'm going to take that again. Oh my fucking God.
You're good.
But a not very diverse city with small backtown energy and relatively functional housing market that normal people could aspire to afford. Despite its self-conscious, quote, weird image, Portland is basically what mainstream America looks like. I matched with a girl on Tinder.
Here we go. This is when I knew this piece was about to pop off.
Yeah. Her profile listed she, they pronouns, mentioned trauma, and showed her in cosplay. Yeah, I mean, come on. It was the coldest weekend of the winter, and my date was smiling through a shiver. The pandemic meant that we were drinking out on the bar's freezing patio. In her skirt and fishnet stockings, she was absolutely not dressed appropriately for the weather, and her thick eye makeup was badly applied.
Oh, I hate that. I hate that line. I hate it. I was so mad about that.
Because
first off, cocksucker, what do you know about makeup?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Unless you're the only men who should ever have feelings about makeup are bisexuals, myself included, right? That's just me, because I've done makeup before.
Gay guys too. I think gay guys absolutely.
You're not on a date with a girl if you're a gay guy, unless I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know what you got going on. But if you
lavender marriages exist. Yeah.
I'm gonna skip ahead a bit because he spends like 3 paragraphs trying to offer her his coat. It's like, you're cold, take my coat. And she's like, no. And then he says it again, like, take my coat. Yeah, it's really, really bad. Okay. Quote, I have autism and anxiety and OCD and ADHD. She said it fast like it was a grocery list. Like it explained everything. And maybe it did. It was a cocktail of tendencies that made it hard for her to express herself or to ask what she needed. It was an admirable lack of self-consciousness in her voice, something that verged on pride. Yeah, like this guy comes from the background where if you have any sort of like, if you're any sort of non-neurotypical, you should be ashamed of it, right? Like,
yeah. Well, there's another aspect.
Talking about her life like she's not ashamed of herself. Right?
There's another aspect of this too, where like he is failing to understand that she is telling him these things because she's being direct with him.
Yeah.
Right. Because
like when you're dating, like, you have to make a decision pretty early, and usually you make this early on. Like, here's my things. Yeah. Here are my things. Yeah, right?
Here's my shit. I mean, here's my shit. And you gotta either you like this shit or you don't like this shit. Mm-hmm. And like, he is failing to understand that because in his mind, this fucking it's just he was making me so angry because I was reading this and realizing that like this guy doesn't deserve any pussy. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like the fact that he's gotten laid at all is like a fluke.
Let's be honest. I don't know how much he's gotten since because I think the funniest part, he doesn't admit this in the article, but he runs an dating AI platform, like an AI dating.
Yeah, he's an AI CEO. He's an AI. I'm going to save that for the very end, but you guys let us know that now.
All right. Yeah. Well, now that makes tons of sense. Then I know exactly what happened. It's
Do you guys remember the Christmas episode of Black Mirror where Don Draper plays like the dating coach guy that like helps guys on dates live and ends up getting someone killed? He's doing that, but it's AI.
No!
Oh my God, Jesus Christ! If you need a dating coach,
I want to know his success rate.
Listen. If you need a dating coach, a human a homie. That's what your homies are for.
Yeah.
Your homies are supposed to set you up and fix you up on dates. And
They're
if
also supposed to roast you when you fuck up.
Exactly. And when the date goes well, they're supposed to cook your ass alive for that. They actually cook you worse for having a girlfriend. You know what I mean?
Dude.
And like I think the thing about this piece, especially with the way he writes it, so condescending, so obviously misogynistic, with the way he was like, oh, with the makeup applied this way, it's like the way he like it reveals so much about how he views people. So he probably has like acquaintances. He probably has people he calls friends. I wouldn't doubt that. I wouldn't say he's like a lonely guy. Obviously, I'm sure, but the way he doesn't value people the same way.
Ping pong in the lobby of his tech startup with the same guy, and they've only spoken 7 words to each other in 4 years.
I'm assuming that he broke up with her, not the other way around.
Ooh, just you wait.
Yeah,
just you wait. Oh wait, like sorry, did you read the article? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I read the article, and I know that they had a breakup, but I'm assuming
he makes it sound like she did it.
Yeah,
no,
that's what I was
I don't
gonna
think
say.
that's the case. I don't think that's the case. I think he did it, and I think.
Hey everybody, it's Caleb. Just wanted to say this has been a preview of a premium episode. You can find the rest at patreon.com/killthecomputer. It's about an hour long, hour left on this one. Even by, Marcos episode standards, it's probably one of the most ridiculous conversations I've ever had. Very funny. And then we get into some other news as well. Hopefully you'll check it out. We also have a new mailbag episode. We're doing those once a month. Tomorrow we're doing another MLYP, all this for $10. Bonus episode, and before the month is over, we will have part 2 in our upcoming Lost series. So lots going on behind the paywall. We're obviously trying to give you as much bang for your buck as we can. So again, please consider supporting us at patreon.com/killthecomputer.
Computer.